Hello there guys, my name is Jay or DA and welcome back to another episode of Empyrion, where today I am showing off something else I have built in the game while I've been disappeared for many moons. So, I had the U-Wing fighter that I'd looked at and played around with and built and tried to do a replica of within Empyrion, and I really liked the design and the style and everything else. So what I wanted to do was, with this craft, I wanted to try and take what I liked about the U-Wing and then tweak it and change it up a hell of a lot and make it into something that I wanted it to be and suit it to what I wanted it to be. So what I ended up doing was I ended up converting it into a dropship. So as for the U-Wing fighter gunship that it was a gunship because it had it had guns that could come out of the side and fire down while it was flying around. Now this is more of I would say a fighter, but it is a dropship. It has forward facing guns just to bother people that are in front of it, as well as a hold underneath, very much like the U-Wing, that can carry people, except I've tweaked with the design and changed up the style and also changed the shape of it a little bit, just because I didn't like what some of the U-Wings styling that I'd come up with was like. So I've tweaked a lot of it, and this is what I ended up with, and this is what I'm calling the Lanvier Dropship. I don't know why, it just sounded really cool at the time to call it that, and that's what it's kind of stuck with. It's black and white, and I've tried to try and keep some of the styling of the U-Wing with the cockpit that has some element of looking down so you can see where you're landing. And then I actually took out the sort of the windowing sections on the back and made it so that it was a bit more styled, because the U-Wing does look a bit bodged together, which is fine. It's a rebel craft, so rebels don't have a lot of resource, so they've obviously just bought things that need fixing, and they are a bit of fixer-uppers. So I've kind of made this thing look factory new just because I wanted it to look brand spanky new, because I wanted it to look like that, because it is something that I've played around with. Now the thrusters on the back I tweaked and changed a lot because I didn't like the configuration on the back. So what I ended up doing was going with a long on the outside and short on the inside thrusters, as well as dropping the one lower than the other, just so it looks a bit nicer. I think that the configuration of the thrusters on the back there is a lot nicer, and you've got a lot more oomph there as well, because obviously you've got bigger thrusters. So it's going to give us some kick to get off the ground, which is what we want. We want something that's really fast in forward direction, maybe a bit slow going left, right, up and down, but it can get out the way if it needs to. So that was a thing. I also dropped the whole height of the thing down, because the top could have come down one on my well, with me shortening the wingspan of the front, I ended up dropping that down, because if you shorten that off, this looked too high to be sort of carried around by these wings. So I tinkered with it and ended up with this flat top with like a jagged edge here that I've just made up with the panels, which I think looks pretty cool. It gives it a nice bit of depth and stuff, and a bit more shape to it. You can kind of see there's a little bit of a rugged edge there, which is kind of cool. And yeah, I really think you guys will like this ship. It's got your forward-facing guns, you've got your machine guns on the front, you've also got 2 plasma cannons for heavier fire, and yeah. So in terms of the outside, that is what it looks like. Now on the inside is very, very different, and what I will do is I'll bring the ramps down and open the ramps up, and this is what the internals of the craft look like. Kind of similar, kind of different. I went with a complete seat configuration here, so we've got 12 seats that this thing can carry around 12 people, and then probably some standing, which is crazy. The original U-Wing I built was probably fitted for I think 6 people, something like that, so I didn't really build it to suit too many people, but this can carry 12 people seated, which is really good. And as you see, this is the other side. We've got oxygen, this is a fully oxygenated, so this whole area is pressurized with the force fields and everything. So you walk in here and you've got oxygen, which means it is properly space capable. So you can fly from here up to a giant station, a bigger ship, land this thing in it, and then these guys can get out without suffocating, which is great. I took the door section off on the back because of where these thrusters were going to go. I ended up taking off the door, or what would be a door that would fit here. So I took those out because I really didn't like the idea of having the door hanging off the back end. It kind of makes it look a bit plainer on the bottom, but I think it looks a bit cleaner doing it that way, and also it just means I can put in a full double door that you can close up properly. I mean, annoyingly enough, you can actually still see between these shutters, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. So yeah, so this is the internals. We've got your ammo stores, your cargo, both sides, and it's just a lot cleaner in here because I would just went off of a sort of take the ship, do whatever I want, not what, you know, what is in the film or whatever. So I played the hell around with it and just messed around and ended up with this as a cockpit. It's sort of, you've got two entrances, one and the other. I was actually thinking closing off the one entrance just so you add a bit more space and it was a bit more uneven, which kind of would add a bit of coolness to it, but I kind of stuck with this off-centered approach, well, this centered approach, sorry. And then we've also got this seat here with some screens, etc., detailing the ship. Now, seating position on the craft, because of that extra layer of glass being taken out from above you, it does feel a lot more crammed in here, but it feels cozy. You've got a nice cozy feeling in here, so you've got, you know, everything's around you, and you can still kind of see the floor and how far you are away from the floor. And you've actually got probably less glass to get shot at and break. I think the only problems you're going to have is the front bit of glass that's on the point, but that's nothing really in general scheme of things. So yeah, I think without further ado, I'll fly it around, show you guys what it can do, and yeah, just give you a whiz around in it, because it is a really, really good ship. I'm just going to fill up all the main critical systems. Now, with the fuel that I've got in here, it gives me 10 hours worth of fuel if you filled it up with fusion cells. So I could probably imagine that being half with the normal ones, but actually it does lift quite well. I am actually going to close up these doors just so we can make it look a bit tidier in flight. There we go. And if I get my stats up, you'll see how quickly it can get up to speed. So if I count down from 3 and you guys just check the speed, you'll actually see what sort of speed it can get up to in what sort of time. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. There we go. So it literally probably took 2 seconds to get up to full speed on a planet. So this thing is pretty damn fast. It turns and banks quite well. It is a little bit lumberous at times, but it does the job quite well, and it's manageable. It's nothing too difficult to fly, and it's nothing too arduous to fly. I mean, you do need some big strokes with your mouse just to get it round really tight corners, but other than that, it is a pretty damn good flyer, and it looks pretty cool flying as well. It looks a lot nicer than the U-Wing in my opinion, but hopefully you guys will give your opinions on this. Thank you very much for sticking with me while I've been sort of busy doing this, that and the other. I am trying to get content out on top of everything else, so it's just a little bit difficult at times. So yeah, I think without further ado, I can't really show you much more. The guns fire, everything works on it, and the only thing I would like to add maybe is some sensors for the doors and the cargo sort of cargo doors and everything, so they open automatically when you're on the ground. But I found that to be a little bit annoying sometimes when you are landing but you don't want to open the doors, especially if you're raiding and stuff like that. So I'll probably leave that as a feature you guys could add if you want it, if you don't mind that feature on a craft. Anything else really is just down to you guys coming and checking out the ship. If you guys have enjoyed this ship, go and check it out on the workshop. I will be publishing it to the workshop once I've just tweaked with a few little things that I just noticed I've missed. But yeah, if you guys really want to go and check this out, go and fly it, change the colours up, do whatever you want with it, and maybe tweak with it a bit more than what I've already done already. If you do, say, want to use the original U-Wing that I've built, I'll leave a link to the U-Wing as well as the Lanvier. You guys can play around with the both, see the comparison of the both. In fact, while I'm here, I can drop in a comparison, because I've got the where is it? I've got the U-Wing here. So if I just spawn the U-Wing in, you'll see the differences quite instantly, really. I mean, I think with what I lost on the length on the front, I've gained it on the back, but you guys will see that with the difference. I mean, that's the U-wing, and that is my version. Very, very compact in sort of comparison. But the U-wing does have its prettiness, to be honest. It does have its charms and everything else, and the cargo bay is a lot bigger because the roof doesn't feel as cramped. But yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've actually seen the comparisons myself, and there's a lot changed on there. So if you guys really want to go and check these two crafts out, go and check them out. I'll leave a link in the description below to the workshop pages for both. Download them, play with them, use them on servers, do whatever you want with them. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you've enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys later. Peace!